But an unusual thing happened. Now my brother was on the Peter. He was on the Perth with you, so
yes.
Now he moved into Singapore the day I moved out, and I never knew where he was, or he never knew where I was.
Yes.
When we landed on Crawley Bay, my mother was there, and she said, "Peter's coming home at 3 o'clock this afternoon."
Oh really? This Sunday?
Guildford.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a coincidence.
Yeah.
Oh.
And the Red Cross are absolutely beautiful.
Yeah. Well, Bill, I've got to say how much gratitude I owe to you for the privilege of interviewing you today.
Oh,
and
quite a pleasure.
Thank you so much. When Bill was talking about his experiences as a POW, this is the area that's concerned. That was Malaya with Singapore down the bottom. The Japs landed in this vicinity of northern Malaya and southern Thailand and advanced down towards Singapore over 70 days, and they captured Singapore on the 15th of February 1942. Then, during the defence of Singapore, his group were deployed in that area, in the vicinity of the Kranji Creek. The Japs invaded across the Johor Straits in barges and boats, and the 2nd Fourth were deployed in that area. Once capitulation took place, all the POWs were assembled out here in the area of called Changi generally, which included Changi Jail and included Selarang Barracks, where the Australians were accommodated. Now, when Bill undertook the journey in the Fukuyu Maru in about August or September 42 to go to Korea, the ship sailed from Singapore, and it stopped briefly in the vicinity of Saigon or Cape St. Jacques, or later known as Vung Tau, which we know from the Vietnam War. The vessel then sailed through to what is now Taiwan, but it was then called Formosa, and they were there for a couple of weeks. That's the point when, as he explained, they unloaded the bauxite and then reloaded with rice to go through to Japan, and then they sailed on to Korea, landing at the city of Busan. On arrival at Busan, as he described, they were marched around the city, then put on a train and taken up as far as Seoul, which was then called Keijo. At Keijo and a nearby camp known as Jinsen, they were accommodated for a period of time. Another group moved through to Formosa, moved through to Manchuria, but Bill himself went out to an area which is not shown on the map, but it's called Konan, and it's in that area there. So that's a general orientation of his story.